Hello everyone, I greet in the name of God Almighty. My name is Apostle Nathan Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to. And this one says that Chappelle and Ice Cube on converting to Islam, a motivational speech. Okay, is Ice Cube a Muslim? Okay. Wow, that's a very interesting one. So if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion. This is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from it. So guys, let's get on to the video and check this out.
Top American comedian Dave Chappelle revealed the moment that led to his conversion to Islam, as well as his experience at the Holy Zamzam well in Saudi Arabia. During an interview this week, Chappelle, 47, was asked about being a Muslim by prominent talk show host David Letterman in his new Netflix show My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
You're a Muslim?
I am.
When did you become Muslim?
When I was 17.
What were the circumstances?
I don't know, it was like believing in God and stuff. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I should preface this by saying it's not like I'm good at it. When I was 17, I was living in Washington, and there was a pizza shop across from my house. And it was like all these Muslim dudes that worked in there. And I used to go in there and crack jokes. And I was a naturally curious guy, and I would ask him questions about his religion.
Arguably one of the most talented stand-up comedians in the U.S., is also an actor and producer who most recently starred in the movie A Star is Born. Chappelle said that the way Islam is presented in the public space in the United States is such a narrow and dismissive view of a religious belief.
And the guy was so passionate about it, it was very compelling. I like the perspective of it, and I think these things inform my decision that I wanted to have a meaningful life, a spiritual life.
I'm reading about you being Muslim, and they reference something that I was fascinated by, the well of Zamzam.
There's a well called Zamzam, it's in Saudi Arabia.
And the myth goes that a family walking through this desert dying of thirst, and this endless well presents itself. You and I could go see it.
Right, so I could go see it. You'd probably have to make some phone calls.
have you been there?
I have. The man is the prophet Abraham and his wife. The word Zamzam, that you guys speak Arabic, literally means stop, stop, because when it was commanded that this well would appear, the water gushed forth so much that the wife screams, stop, stop, because it was so overwhelming. And they say that it's an inexhaustible well. The thing that comforts me about it is the idea that all of this is from a singular source, that this source is ultimately kind, and even though we may not understand the intentions of this source, they were all connected and bounded by it. You know, like Islam, as it's been presented in the public space, is such a narrow and dismissive view of a religious belief. It's a beautiful religion, like a beautiful religion.
It's a beautiful religion, and the ideas in that religion are reflected in all the major Abrahamic faiths. You'll see these ideas in Christianity and Judaism. He said,
The current president says, you know what, we're going to look into keeping Muslims out of this country. Well, how does that make you feel when that happens?
You don't expect necessarily that much empathy or compassion or cultural astuteness from a guy like that. What you're sad about is that the chair doesn't have more humanity in it. But has that chair ever been that humane? When Biden called Trump the first racist president ever, well, clearly that's not true. So how do I feel when I hear a white person say some stupid shit?
hip-hop artist Ice Cube, born O'Shea Jackson, rose to prominence in the gangster rap group NWA in the 1990s before he went solo in music and Hollywood films. He converted to Islam after going solo and was largely thought to have joined the Nation of Islam, although he denies it.
What, were you baptized? You go that far?
Yeah, I got baptized when I was about 12, 13, got baptized. Got out of school, I started learning a lot about a lot of different religions. And what's cool about them all is they're all basically saying the same thing. I don't know why we're fighting so much over religion when they're all basically saying the same thing.
on the big interview with Dan Rather. During their wide-ranging conversation, Dan asked Cube about religion and, as a practicing Muslim, what he thought about the political sentiment and the travel ban affecting people primarily from Muslim countries.
I'm interested to know, was there any one thing that convinced you to change to becoming a Muslim?
You know, what we had learned, you know, growing up, it didn't fit on me like Islam did. You know, Islam to me feels like a tailor-made suit for me in my life.
So it felt right to you.
It feels right, and I felt, you know, it's not about, well, this is what my mother was, so this is what I'm gonna be. It's about finding your own journey, and you know, here I am now. Who knows where it's gonna lead me?
He approaches religion in a personal way, claiming that he is not a member of any sect or faction, and that his spirituality is solely between him and God.
With the headlines of today, with a ban on people primarily from Muslim countries, you must have a special perspective on that, or do you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's terrible. You know, this thing isn't about religion to me. It's simple. It's really about individual hate. You know, individual hate, and it's a shame because most people don't want to hurt nobody.
The God of Adam, the God of Abraham, and the God of Moses, God of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, and the God of Muhammad, peace be upon him. We're talking about essentially the only God that's worthy to be worshipped. No other God.
Well, from bad boys to Muslims, a growing number of rap artists are leaving the bad boy hip-hop lifestyle for a more spiritual one. The Canadian Dawah Association says an increasing number of rappers this year embraced Islam or acknowledged they previously embraced Islam. Among the names, Busta Rhymes, Loon, Napoleon, Castro and Raekwon. Well, Amir Junaid Muhaddith, better known by his stage name Loon, is one artist hoping to change the lyrics and message of rap following his own religious conversion. You kind of look a little bit different to me today than how we've been seeing you in those pop videos. Is Loon still in there somewhere?
Nah, Loon is working his way out of my system, you know. Just happy to be, you know, accepting Islam and finding the peace of mind that I was always searching for in the music business. And it was very difficult to find this place in my life now, but thanks to Islam, I've been able to, you know, complete my search, and now I'm very much at peace.
So I take it you're no longer a bad boy?
No, bad boy days are over. Now I'm what you call a good boy.
What is it particularly about the nature of Islam that you feel contacted you?
Well, I certainly wouldn't have been able to accept Islam if it was like full of superstitions and things which couldn't relate to the real world. This was me and God. Then the Quran came to me, and later, of course, I find that verse in the Quran. It says, "Oh, when the storm comes and they're at sea, they make their religion pure for God." So all these steps and signs, you know, I was reading and were bringing me closer and closer. What could I do, Russell? What could I do? I had to submit. That's it.
Yeah, I really identify with what you're saying about recognizing that instead of looking for some peculiar dualistic proof of God, you know, the lightning flash or the voice from on high, see in all things that I recognize those moments of terrified communion with God. And I identify too with what you're saying about feeling that God is all, that it seems like you've always had this yearning, this longing to be at one with God. I recognize that as well.
If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the bell icon and subscribe to our channel. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel. Bye.
That's a very interesting video. watching about Dave Chappelle, Ice Cube, Busta Rhymes, and like I know that well, when we used to be very young, like we used to like those kind of music, hip hop, and all those things before Christ got us, and that's it. You understand? We gain salvation, and we accept Jesus Christ, and then everything, you understand, change, and everything has never remained the same. So me watching and then seeing those men that they have already converted to Islam, seriously, I'm very shocked, you understand. In this video got to know about some of these things. But then one thing, you understand, that I like, or I think I find it interesting about Ice Cube was when he was talking about, you understand, when they asked him about religion, and then he said that he see religion as just a personal things. It's about you to just find your own journey and then follow it. And that's why, you understand, he was talking about irrespective of whatever, you understand, that has happened now, you do what you did, you understand, when you are in the darkness, and now you are find yourself in the light, and then you are supposed to to do things and do them differently. And that's why when he was talking about, the question was asked about the ban of Muslim countries entering the United States, and then he says that those are things that bounds to be a personal hate. For me, I feels like if I'm a Christian and I said that Muslims should not enter my country, I think that it's a hate. And how does it generate? It generates not because of I have known this person anyway, or I have been with the person anyway, have conversation, I have word with them, but then I just say that or hate them because of their religion. Then I think that me, myself, I don't even know what I am serving, or I don't even know who I am worshiping. Because at whichever religious grounds, if you look at it, whether for Christianity or Islam, Christianity never teach us, understand, about hate. Christianity have always teach us about love. And if Jesus says that, understand here, that if you love me, obey my commandment, and then if you look at, understand, the commandment that Jesus, understand, gave us, understand, love happened to be the superior. And when he says that, understand, love your neighbor, right, as yourself, he never says that your neighbor have to be a Christian. He never says that your neighbor have to be a believer, but he just says that love your neighbor as yourself. So how can you just love? So it means that your neighbor can be anybody. It can be Hindu, it can be atheist, it can be Muslim, right? So where do we get that, in a sense, hate from, to say that because this one is a Muslim, don't enter my country, or because you are a Muslim, you can't work in my organization, or because you are a Muslim, we cannot interact with one another? No. If you look at it and say, where did we all get all these things, in a sense, from? Those are the personal hate we are talking about, and all these things, in a sense, is not helping matters. Okay, look at it this way. Now, if you hate them, how do you convert them to your religion? Or if you hate them, how can you be able to teach them about your own God? Does your own God or whatever you believe in, Hadith says that, in a sense, hate them? No, it never says hate them. Same thing is also applicable to the Muslim, and that's why I see people always convert to Islam today. Why? They always talk about the Islamic Brotherhood. The love they share, you understand, among themselves, how they welcome you, how they talk to you, how hospitable they are, and those are the things that will normally make people, when they have this encounter with Muslim, they normally revert to Islam. Why? Because of course they are already used to those kind of teaching of hatred. Muslim is this, Muslim is violence, Muslim is terrorist, and all those things, right? And then this is a situation whereby you end up, in a sense, meeting the Muslim and get to realize that whatever they have been saying about them is not true, it's a lie. And then at that point in time, you became curious and you want to know more about it. And at the end of the day, you begin to start finding the truth about them, and you got to realize that whatever they say about them is not true. And then that's why I see people would refer to Islam. It's just as simple as ABC. And that's why, you understand, it's been expected. Jesus have already said it. Love, if you love me, obey my commandment. And then his commandment never says that hate anyone. And that's why he was talking about in the book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 22. He was saying that what? The fruit of the Spirit. And the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, kindness, faithfulness, and all that. And that's why I say without such there is no what? Law. So if you know that, you understand, you love Jesus Christ and all that, then why don't you allow the fruit of the Spirit, you understand, to manifest in your life? Why do you have to hate another person because of skin color? Like, I don't understand why people, you understand, do that. But anyway, those are the things, you understand, that we just find ourselves. And that's why, irrespective of how you find yourself in a particular place, and then things like that are happening, just always what? Trust in God. And that's why it says that what? Look up to Jesus, our author and finisher of our faith. That's where you're going to get our salvation. So you don't need to bother about when people hate you or people kill you. If you are a Christian and you do that, just know that there is no Jannah for you. There is no heaven for you. In fact, God don't even know you if you do that. And same thing is applicable to the Muslim, even though they don't really even do things like that anymore. Maybe probably if they do, that's in the time past. But right now, look at the Europe. Look at how the conversion take place. See how people are reverting to Islam. We have not heard that any of the Arab country maybe go on any war over there. They want to, that's why they convert everybody to Islam. No, it's by their deeds, how they do their things, is attract people to Islam. I think God really need to help us with the Christians. Well, I know that a lot of you have, you know, a lot of thought and opinion, and I want you to drop it at the comment section. Let's all have a dialogue with one another so that we can also learn from other religion. Of course, I know that the manners of their approach may differ, or how they understand some certain things may differ, but of course this will give us a platform for us to learn from each other. So guys, this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share and subscribe. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, you remain blessed and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.